Welcome to IT Handy Guide tutorial. My name is Kevin. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about the keyboard shortcut in the file. Okay, keyboard shortcut in the file. Previously, I talked about the keyboard shortcut, but that is not in the file. So now I'm going to talk about the in the file keyboard shortcut. Okay, so over here, you need to open the index.html. Okay, inside of the index.html, you need to type this emit. Then it will generate our simple code over here. Okay, so the first shortcut I need to show you is called Control and plus arrow. What is Control plus arrow? That means you can move the cursor one word at one time. One word at one time. What does that mean? Let me show you. I move my cursor over here. I press Control and press. There's a up, down, right, and left. So I press Control and right. So Control and right again. Control and right again. Control and right, 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 right. Control and left, 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 left. So it will move the cursor one word at one time. It actually makes me feel convenient to type the words. And then what about the move line? How can I move line? We have a list item, right? I want to move the line to the previous one. So I'm going to press Alt and up and down, Alt and up, Alt and up, Alt and up, up, up. So I can do it like up and down to move the line. So what about I want to duplicate line? Then you need to do the Alt Shift, okay? Alt and Shift with up and down. So let me show you. I want to duplicate this line. So Alt Shift and down, Alt Shift and up, okay? So this is down and up. The difference between move line and duplicate a line is the shift. So if you have a shift, that means the duplicate the line. If you don't have a shift, that means the just the up and down move the line. Okay, so the next one. So let me delete this to try to change everything back. So next one is Control D. Control D, it will generate a cursor. Okay, it will select the current word, and that is the current is on. So it will select the current word, and then select the next occurrence of the same word. So let me show you. I press Control D, it will select div. Control D again, it will select this div. Okay, let me do this again. Let me hide the sidebar so I can show you this. So I press Control D, it will select the current word. I press Control D again, it will select the next div. I press Control D again, it will select the next div. So you can see I have a 3 cursor right now. So I press Control D again. So now I have a 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a 4 cursor. So I press Control D again. So I have a 5 cursor. So what I'm going to do is I press A. So it will change all the words because I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cursor. So this is the way you can use the Control D. It will always try to select the same. It will select the current word first. So the current word is called div. So it will select the next div, and next div is this one. Okay. So when you move my mouse over here and press Control D, and then it select the current word, and press Control D again, it select the next words. So now I have a 2 cursor. So this is the way you use Control D. So what about you want to select like multiple position? Like I want to change all of this item. So how can I do that? I make example if I doing this, and you can use the Alt and left click. So Alt and left click, Alt and left click. So I can add different cursor. So I can type whatever I want over here. See, because I have a different cursor. In order to add the cursor, I need to use the Alt and left click. This is the mouse click. Okay, So what about the next one is Control KC and Control KD, Control KU. Okay, if you want to do command and uncomment, okay, in Visual Studio, not Visual Studio Code, okay. Well, we have a Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. There are two different software, okay. In Visual Studio, if you want to make a command, that is Control KC. If you want to uncomment, that is Control KU. And in Visual Studio Code, they actually can do the same thing. So if you type Control KC, that will comment. If you do the Control KU, it will uncomment. Let me show you. So I select this one, I press Control KC. So now it's comment. If I press Control KU, it becomes uncomment. But the truth is, I press Control KC one time, Control KC again, it actually comment and uncomment. But if I type Control KU, it's doing the comment. KU again, it's doing Control KU again, it's uncomment. So the truth is, in the Visual Studio Code, no matter you use Control KC or Control KU, they're actually doing the same thing in the Visual Studio Code. But try to remember this way, because Visual Studio and the Visual Studio Code is actually created by Microsoft. And because of Visual Studio, if you want to comment in Visual Studio, you need to type Control KC. And if you want to uncomment in Visual Studio, you need to type Control KU. So what about we just remember one shortcut for both software? So I will say Control KC is command, Control KU is uncomment. So I prefer to remember the shortcut in this way. Alright. So after you're doing this, just delete everything in the body. That's all. Okay. I hope you enjoy my tutorial. Have a good day.